So, warm welcome everyone to this space where we take a pause, a space to let go of effort and discover the ease that's already here. So, just take a moment to settle in wherever you are. Let yourself arrive, and just as you are, no need to change anything. Just noticing, just being here. We spend so much of our life just trying to get somewhere, achieve more, be more, do this, improve something. But there is a lot of wisdom and a lot of peace in that comes from not doing, just from taking a time to pause and allowing ourselves to simply be. So we just allow ourselves to soften and let life be for this time, let life be exactly the way it is. I'm reminded of a simile of three gardeners. You may have heard of this. But just imagine your inner life, your inner world like a garden. And there can be three types of gardeners. The first type who's always busy. They're constantly the lawn has to be mowed, the leaves have to be raked and pruned and watered, and so they're never resting. They're just their attention is always on what's wrong and what needs to be fixed, what could be better. And even when the garden is looking very beautiful, they still can't relax. They they're just driven by the thought that this peace or this joy, happiness of from my garden will come once everything is done, when everything is in order. And somehow that moment doesn't arrive. We're always doing. The second type was the one who stands at the edge of the garden, always anxious. They see all the things that need to be taken care of, but they're too overwhelmed to act. They just think that I should really take better care of this, I should do more. And so they feel guilt, they feel worry of not doing enough. And yet they are also not enjoying. They're also stuck in a loop of, you know, this is not enough, not right. And then there's a third kind of gardener who sits quietly in the garden, just feels the breeze, watches the butterflies, the bees move from flower to flower, and hear the rustle of the leaves. They're not rushing to fix anything. They're just letting the garden be. Or it could be wild in some places, could be blooming in others. And they trust its natural rhythm because they just love it. They just love spending time in their garden. And so this is the that gardener that has discovered something very precious, that peace and joy that they get from the garden is not going to come from always doing more, from controlling, from being fully present to whatever is. And our inner life is pretty much the same. We can endlessly strive to perfect ourselves, or we can worry and criticize, or we can just sit quietly, aware, open, and be kind to ourselves and let ourselves be as we are. And that allowing, that letting be, that becomes its own medicine. So, as there's the story of when the Buddha was sitting under the Bodhi tree, before his enlightenment, he had a lot of doubts in the end. Like, his body had become very frail and he had a lot of fear. He had a lot of doubts coming that, am I doing the right thing? My teachers, so many teachers told me this is not the right path. And so that is named as Mara, all the doubts, the fears, the restlessness, everything that was coming, that is Mara. And the Buddha just simply told Mara, he said, I see you, Mara. I see you. I see the overthinking, the doubting, the fears. And he would even invited the Mara to sit with him. He said, Mara, come and have tea. I see you. And just by that acknowledgement, Mara loses its power. This world of illusion and everything that, where we are questioning, where we are unsure, we are uncertain. Just bringing that awareness and compassion. Just means we are just meeting our experience without resisting whatever is. So whenever your thoughts wander or something comes up, just bring your attention back to your breath. It's the one constant companion from the time of our birth to the time we die. Its loyal breath is always with us. It always brings us back to the present. As you sit here, just notice the support beneath you, the ground that is holding you. Gently bring your attention to your inner garden. Your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations. And notice there could be parts that are blooming, that are growing beautifully. And what feels tangled, what feels like a pattern that you've overgrown. Just notice. If something comes up that feels uncomfortable, just tell that thought, that feeling, I see you. And let it sit beside you. Let it be. With every breath, let the awareness widen, as if the mind is like a sky. And every thought, every feeling, every sensation is just a passing cloud. The clouds don't need to be there, or the clouds don't need to disappear for the sky to be. Sky just is. So here we are noticing not just the content of our experience, but also the fact of our experience. The experience is happening. Thoughts, feelings, sensations. Some may be pleasant thoughts, thoughts of love, thoughts of gratitude. They could be thoughts or feelings or sensations which may be unpleasant. There could be a pain, some stiffness, some tightness, some thoughts that bring up fear, worry. Our experiences could be neutral, which may seem to make us a little bored, like just sitting here doing nothing can feel boring. We don't go down the rabbit hole of analyzing these and thinking more about these experiences. We just notice that these experiences are here. We just rest in that awareness, this open, vast awareness of whatever is. There's a joy in this presence, not a kind of excitement or but just simply a joy of being here in this body, being with the breath, just letting everything be the way it is. Just take a few minutes of just the silence and stillness and stay with it. Ramdas once said that when you go into the woods and we look at the trees, they're all different kinds of trees. Some are straight, some are bent, they're evergreens. At this time, some of the trees just have a few leaves left, most of it is bare. And when you look at the tree, you just let it be. You see why it is the way it is. You sort of, if some tree is small or short, or you kind of guess that, yeah, maybe it didn't get enough light, or maybe that something happened so it turned out that way. And we appreciate the trees. And he said that when you get near humans, you lose that. You're constantly saying you're to this, you're to that. Same way for our thoughts, I shouldn't have these thoughts. The judging comes up. So Ramdas said, try practice turning people into trees. She meant was appreciate them the way they are. There's even a little bit of appreciation that we can bring for every person that we interact with, people in our home, our families, friends. Can we just appreciate even a little bit about them? It's definitely something they're doing that's right, that's good. As we try to accept and allow everything, notice some resistance that comes up. If it doesn't, and just meet yourself wherever you are. Just accept the current level of your acceptance. Even if it doesn't meet, some expectations or hope that we have, that I should be judgment free, I should be able to accept everything that's happening. And yet we may not be there what we are expecting ourselves. So just meet yourself where you are. Accept the resistance. There's resistance coming to accepting something. And every thought, every thing that we hear, we sense, notice how it's constantly moving, changing. Thoughts that I had just a few minutes back probably shifted. It's like that with energy, it's constantly flowing. So even the parts which may not feel pleasant, know that it's changing. It's it's moving, it's flowing by itself. Whenever it feels like we're trying to swim upstream, efforting, pushing, notice that and see if you stop resisting, you'll discover a natural flow, like a natural ease that comes. So it's easy to go with the stream. It's easy to be with whatever is. Just notice what happens when we stop trying to change anything. We just allow it to be. See what joyful presence feels like in my body in this moment. Just being fully present, being steady. And then notice the breath still flowing. And remember, you can carry this presence into your day. Doesn't have to doesn't have to have effort. If you like, you can bring your one hand to your heart and just feel into it. And it's the same pulse that's in everything that moves through the garden, through the sky. And let this opening of your heart and this allowing Really connect with your presence and peace. You remember that you don't need to perfect your garden. You only need to tend it with being aware, with awareness. And whenever Mara visits, whenever there is overthinking, doubts, fears, uncertainties, pain, just say, I see you. I see you, Mara. And return to this presence. And in this letting be, there's a lot of freedom. There's peace. And it opens space for wisdom to flow. For blessings to flow. Blessings that bring joy into our lives, that bring connection, love, a deep inner happiness, deep inner joy, which doesn't really depend on circumstances and situations and things being right, things being a certain way. So just take a minute to, come back in your body, becoming aware of your surroundings. And give gratitude to yourself for giving yourself this space, giving yourself this time to pause. And reconnect with the presence and the part of ourselves that's always here. The sky-like awareness, unaffected by everything that comes and goes. It's always here. You can always come back to it. You can come back whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Puneet. That was very nice.
You.
In calming voice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Puneet.
Thank you, Puneet.
You can stay. If there are any questions, anything you want to say.
Sage has something to say clearly.
He just came right when I was finishing.
See, he knows.
Any reflections, thoughts? Not, then we can close.
No, it was beautiful. I'm feeling very quiet right now, so I'm not feeling like saying too much. But it was a beautiful practice. I could see how, even as you were guiding us through your thoughts go here and there, and you come back, and like you kind of, even your voice is kind of bringing me back to the presence because I see like my mind's going here and there, and then I'm back again. And so yeah, it's amazing how you can notice change, right? Any moment that's available to us to see and notice impermanence, notice change. And that's beautiful. Yeah. Anytime we do that, I think is great because then you're back in the present right then.
Yeah.
Um, and to not judge that even, right? And it's beautiful because that's what the mind does. And you go here, you go there, and you're like, that's how you kind of, that's our way of being. So it's cool. Yeah, it's only when you have resistance to even that is when the problem starts. So yeah.
Yeah. But then we
Can I
leave
share
it.
something?
Sure.
Personally, yeah.
Nice, nice.
So thank you, Puneet. That was a beautiful meditation. Um, I wanted to know one thing is like the thoughts were running wild, like, it was very difficult it was like going out and coming in, going out and coming in. So yeah, bringing back the attention to the breath and the Mara. I just wanted to know what is Mara exactly?
So Mara is, it's kind of like Maya, but it's
Hmm.
a kind of personified version of something that, just to put it out, like, to distance ourselves from it. It's our own mind that is overthinking, that is, has these fears and doubts and all of these things. But just to kind of keep it separate from ourselves, it's,
And
taken
the
as a person
negativity.
outside of us. But
You
eventually
mean to
that
say
Mara is all within us, actually.
You mean to say the negativity within us or something like
The,
that?
the one that is the constant, the things that our mind does, right? It constantly is overthinking, it's constantly.
Yeah, it's like what I shared earlier, that the mind keeps on taking me away to, other things except the present moment. So that is also Mara, right?
Yes, so it's taking you, but then you're just allowing and saying, okay, I see you. I see you.
Okay.
You know,
So the
just that
distractions.
noticing. Yeah. So the main thing is that noticing, whenever you notice that, there's coming back to the presence.
Okay. Right, right.
Because
Yeah, the
there is
awareness.
because there is the content of the experience, right? The content of the experience, the thoughts, whatever's going on. And then there is uh the fact of the experience, that this is what's going on with me right now, that these fears are coming, or this overthinking is happening, or this, jumping between
Becoming
thoughts is
aware,
happening. Yeah.
becoming aware of what's going on in the mind, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'll just attend whenever I can because Sunday evenings in India is like, again, something or the other, but I'll try to. And of course, you give the recordings also. So
Yeah,
thank you so
we'll
much
share
for
a
that.
recording. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's
Okay.
coming to me is just came right now is like when you mentioned about the trees, right? Like take the people in your life as trees when you go into the woods and then you don't question the trees why some is short or big or evergreen or any other kind. So that's the one takeaway is to let things be, and that was a very nice example of like letting people be trees. So I really like that.
Yeah, Ramdas said that when it comes to people, then we stop being accepting. Then we are like, why are you like this? You shouldn't be like this.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, in nature and trees, you'll find beauty in it.
Hmm.
How unique, how nice the branches
Yeah, this
are,
one's a
how
different one. Even a crooked tree, you will say, oh, it's so nice.
yeah, even any kind of tree is adding to the beauty of the but when it comes to people, somehow starting from school, starting from everybody has to be judged on the same standard, and get out of that 100 questions and then judged on that. So that's, I think, in the entirety, we're raised like that some way, to treat humans different from anything else that we see. But it's very nice to come back to that thought that if you're not judging even in the same tree, you're not judging two flowers. You don't know if the roses were exactly the same. You'll say, hey, is it fake or is like a real bouquet? You'll probably touch it and see, because you're used to and you appreciate the beauty that even the same rose tree might have different shades of petals. So
Yeah.
while we accept it very naturally
With nature.
with
Yeah.
nature and with all the other things, we struggle when we're talking about it with people. So
And just yesterday, I had this same perspective, that with people, like when whatever they do, if we find it, if we look at it from the perspective of it's wrong, then you kind of get into this very, close state, and you're angry, you're upset. But if you just see it as something cute, then you're like, it's just funny. We have a lot of people, I mean, we live with people, and then, a lot of our close ones, that everyone has these idiosyncrasies, these quirks. Sometimes it really bugs us. But if you see it as cute, it's not bugging anymore. I kind of saw that in one situation, and I was like, yeah, if I see this as cute, it doesn't bug me as much, right? Like, just like the tree, it's like, okay, this tree is a little bent like this. It's fine, it's okay. So, yeah.
Yeah. So much peace can come if we see things that way.
Exactly.
As we
It's
are
very
hoping.
amazing how simple
Couldn't be
shifts in perspective can really change your experience so much.
better. Yeah.
thank you, Puneet, and everybody. We already said that, but with the same Zoom link, with every Sunday, the same time, you're welcome to come here for community connection practice. Hopefully, that'll be easier because now it's not. I don't know why I'm not showing up ever, but yeah. I was just saying that please save the Zoom link, save the time. It's going to be the same. And you know that there will be a community of people doing like minded things like meditation and maybe authentic relating, maybe some art, maybe some reading, maybe some. We don't know. We'll welcome anything that comes, but it will be the power of connection. We have missed that. Our body clock has missed that dedicated time to just show up. So that's what we wanted to say, that please just show up and just experience and do share. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and it's hard to find a time that works for everyone. So
Yeah.
we're just going with this time. We kind of moved it by a 30 minutes because at least the west coast of the US, I know it's like super early, but India, it's still like waking hours. Like we're just trying to see everyone, it's waking hours for everyone as much as possible, of course. But yeah, beyond that, it's very tricky. So we post the recording. So if you miss some live session, you can catch the recording. If we figure out another live time that works better for everyone, we'll change to that. But for now, we feel this is what works. So we'll see how it is.
Yeah,
For
we
now, we
just
stick with this.
we just start showing up and then see what else shows up. Maybe a better time shows up. Maybe you guys can
Yeah.
come up with something that works for more people. But we feel empowered that so many of you were able to come today. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks,
Thank
Anand.
you. Have a blessed
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.